Let's go to page 202. This is lesson 4-9. And the objective of this lesson is to solve polynomial inequalities. Now, before we get into that, first let's go and look at the general shape of a polynomial. So if you have a highest degree is x, then the graph is going to look like this. Okay, it's going to go up. If it's negative x, then the graph is going to look something like this. Now, if I have x squared, every additional degree is going to have additional directions. So this is going to look something like this. Right? Again, if it's positive, it's going to point up. If it's negative, it's going to point down. Okay, so again, you look at the right-hand side, the extreme right-hand side. If it's negative, it's going to go down. If it's positive, it's going to go up. Okay, so you start from this side. So you got x cubed, you're going to go up, right? Positive is going to go up, and it's going to have three directions. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, and if you have negative x cubed, it's going to go down, and it's going to look something like this. Right? 1, 2, 3. So 3. So it's a third degree. It's going to have like three directions. Okay, and x to the 4, it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like this. Okay, if you have negative x to the 4, again, because negative, it's going to go down. Okay, it's going to go down. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So and so forth and so forth. Okay, so that's kind of the general shape of the polynomial. And so you're going to use this. Is going to be very useful when you're doing inequalities. Okay, so let's go and go over some examples. So page 202, example 1. Okay, you have x squared minus 1 is greater than x plus 5. So what you want to do is you want to treat it just like the equation. So move everything to the left-hand side. So minus x, minus 5, minus 5. So you're going to get x squared minus x minus 6 is greater than 0. And you're going to do the factoring. So make sure you go to 0, then you're going to do factoring. Okay. And by the way, because it's x squared, you know the shape is going to look something like this. Okay. So this is going to look something like this because of the x squared. Okay. So just be aware of that. Okay. When you're doing the factoring, you need to add to get negative 1. You need to multiply to get negative 6. Okay. So it starts 1 comma negative 6, 2 comma negative 3, and that's it. So when you factor, you're going to get, so break down the x squared into x, and this will give you plus 2, negative 3. Okay, the next thing what you need to do is you need to look for the critical point or the zeros. Okay, so you want to set each part equal to 0 and you solve. So this one, the critical value, so those are the zeros or critical values. It's going to be negative 2. So when x equal to negative 2, this will give you 0. So you're looking for the zeros. Over here, the x will equal to 3. So when x equal to 3, 3 minus 3 give you 0. So you're looking for the zeros. Okay? So you're looking for the zeros because 0 is where it crosses over the x-axis. Okay. So now when you're going to sketch the graph, so you're going to get these two values. So negative 2 and this is 3. So you don't need to have all the numbers in between. Okay? And your graph is going to look something like this. Okay? So this is the shape over here. See that? And again, these are the zeros. This is where it's going to cross over the x-axis. And the y is going to be this way, right? Okay. So once you sketch that, right, the next thing you have to do is you have to look at these. Remember, y is a function of x. So you have to look at this as a y. So think of this as your y. So you're going to have y greater than 0. Okay, so again, the whole thing is equal to y. Y is a function of x. So the part of the graph you're looking for is y greater than 0. Okay, remember this you're going to be your y-axis, right? But you don't need to draw that. You just kind of get in the way. So y greater than 0 is going to be. So y greater than 0 is going to be this part right over here. Okay. So these are the part that y is greater than 0, right? Over here, y is less than 0. Okay. So you have to look at back and forth between the x and the y. Okay, so this part is y is greater than 0. This part is y is greater than 0. So for these two parts, then you can switch back to the x. So these are the two parts that you want. So and over here, your x would be, since you're looking for x, right? But you need to use a y to figure out your part, okay? So for y greater than 0, the x had to be less than, and you have to watch this, right? So this is actually the open circle, okay? So from here, from this over here, y greater than 0, then x would be less than -2, or x is greater than 3, okay? So this technique is much easier than the sign analysis as you mentioned in the book, because it gets complicated, you know, if you try to follow the example 3. Okay. Okay, so let's go and do more examples. Okay, so example 2. Okay, you have 3t less than 4 minus t squared. So you can make sure everything is all equal to 0 on the right hand side. So plus t squared plus t squared, and I'm going to minus 4. So I get t squared plus 3t minus 4 is less than 0. Okay, so now, because again this is t squared, so square is going to go up this way, right? It's positive square, so it's going to have a smiling face. Okay, so let's go and do the factoring. So you need to add to get the 3. You need to multiply to get the -4. Okay, so start with 1 comma -4. Now over here you're going to get -3. Okay, -3. So you just switch that. So you don't have to go to -2. Okay, or if you want to, that's fine. So 2 -2 4 -1. Okay. So break down the t squared into t times t, and then you get plus 4 minus 1. So you set it equal to 0. So set it equal to 0 and you solve, right? Find out when it's equal to 0. So you're going to get -4. When t equal to -4, -4 plus 4 will give you 0, right? So the zeros are, again, zeros means set each of this equal to 0. This is when y equal to 0. And so this will give you 1, right? So when t equal to 1, 1 minus 1 give you 0. So you can looking for the zeros. Okay, so let's go and sketch. So you're going to get -4 here and 1 here, right? So again, your graph's going to look something like this, okay? But remember now, now this is, you have to think of this as a y, right? Again, remember, y is a function of x, right? So think of this as y, so y is less than 0, okay? So you have to look at this graph. Which part is y less than 0? Well, it's right over here, right? This is when y equal to y is less than 0, okay? Because above is positive, down below is negative, right? So negative. So this is greater than 0, less than 0. So again, on this picture, the part that is y less than 0 is this part over here. So this is the part that you're looking for. Now for this part, you have to switch back to the x or the t in this case. So t would be greater than -4 and less than 1. Okay, and that would be the answer for this part. Okay, let's go to example 3. Now the advantage of this method, it becomes more clear as you go to example 3. So example 3 is fun. It says find and graph the solution set of 9x is less than or equal to x to the 3. Okay, so let's go and make the right hand side equal to 0. So minus x cubed minus x cubed. So you got -x cubed plus 9x is less than or equal to 0. Okay. Now you can factor this way, but I don't like the negative in the front. And so I'm going to multiply it by -1. So multiply it by -1 because I don't like the negative in the front. So I'm going to get x cubed minus 9x. Now remember, when you multiply by negative, you have to change the direction. Okay? So remember that. Okay, so now we can do the factoring. So step 1, common factor. So again, don't go to step 4 right away. You got to go through your steps. So step 1, common factor, so become x squared minus 9. Okay, so that's step 1. Then this is your step 2a. So step 2a, make into conjugates, right? So it'd be x plus 3 minus 3. So again, step 1, step 2a. Okay, so from here, you're going to get the zeros. Your zeros from here would be 0. From this, we give you -3. From here, +3, right? So you can set it equal to 0 and you solve. So these are your 3 critical values. Now you have to arrange in order. Now this is the cube, right? So cube is going to look something like this, right? Right? The shape is going to look something like that. Okay, so that's going to get 3 numbers in it, but make sure you arrange the incorrect order. So negative 3, 0, 3, right? So your graph's going to look something like this. Okay. Okay, so now again you have to look at this as a y. So think of this as a y is greater than 0, right? This whole thing, y is a function of x. So this whole thing is your y. Okay. Okay, so you're looking for y greater than 0. That means the above part. So it's this part right over here. Okay. So those are the part you're looking for, right? This is greater than 0. This is less than 0. Okay, and this is have equal, so it's a closed dot. So from here, you're going to get negative 3 is less than or equal to x less than or equal to 0, or when you have 2 parts, you have the or, right? Or x is greater than or equal to 3. And that's your answer for this.